Hey, we rolling. So welcome back, world. This is episode 27 of the City of Savages podcast. And of course, I'm your host, Cam Mays. And as always, I'm with my co-host, Greg G Money Wilson. What's up, G?
Yo, what's good, bro? Yeah, you already know what it
Yeah,
is.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. And man, we got a special guest today. Very special guest, my
Dude,
homie, big homie, JT.
what's up, man?
Better known as Frank.
Yeah.
Better known
Look
as
at the
Frank
world we
Mille,
live in.
man.
What's
So
good? What's good?
yeah, man.
Yo,
Hey,
man,
what's good
welcome.
with you?
Welcome, bro. Welcome.
Appreciate y'all having me, bro. For real. Appreciate y'all having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. So hey, it's gonna be a good one, man. So to the audience, man, we've been trying to get Frank on here since the beginning, since the very beginning. So man, I'm glad to have you, bro.
For
You know,
real. Here we are.
here
Here
we
we
are.
are.
Right.
Here we are, bro. So yeah, man. Hey, we like to always introduce our guests the right way. So, of course, let me go quick bio and then we're gonna get into your story, bro. So Frank Mill, aka JT, was born in Killian, Texas.
Clean.
Killeen. I put it
Yeah.
all
For
yeah.
hood. For hood.
Killeen, okay,
Yeah.
Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was raised as a military child. Parents, I don't want to say mess the name up. Shakira, is that right?
Shakira Saphir.
Saphir, all right,
Mm-hmm.
and Lorenza Knight. He is
Mm-hmm.
currently the CEO of multiple businesses and a former college athlete, and many, many more things. Man, this is the myth, the legend, Frank Mill.
That's
So,
funny.
hey, real talk though, man. Hey, you've been
Hey,
grinder since I known you, bro.
big
Yeah.
facts, bro. Big facts, man. Uh, to reiterate what Cam said, man, this the homie. We've been knowing Frank, man, for
Y'all niggas
years
call me
now,
JT,
man.
please.
Right.
We've been knowing JT for years now, man. But the homie aside, man, this man is about his hustle. He's about his grind, and as well as uplifting other artists and inspiring others, man. So this is dope, man. We be wanting to have you on for a minute, but go ahead and yeah, man. Just we want to kick this thing off, man. I just want to, just shout out to you, man, because we both, know you from way back, man. But just to see
Yeah.
your progression up until now has been amazing, dog. So
Appreciate
Yes,
that, man.
sir.
I was gonna say it was funny that y'all said we've been trying to get together when we did a whole fashion week. You know what I mean? And
That's
couldn't
true. That's true.
we couldn't pull it off. So it's
Can't
not
even pull it
a
off.
you know what I mean. It wasn't a matter of. It definitely wasn't a matter of want to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was a matter of time, and we've been rolling, rocking and
Timing,
rolling
man.
for
Yeah,
I
real.
was
yeah.
gonna I was gonna say that's not a bad thing, man.
Oh yeah,
No,
yeah, yeah.
not at
Not
all.
at all. Not at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So JT, tell us the backstory, man. Obviously, everything kind of started with PFS, Pretty Fly Society, and
Mm-hmm.
now your big thing is boutique
Boutique,
fashion week.
boutique fashion week.
Of
Yeah.
course, you got a lot of other things going on, man. But yeah, man, just kind of give us a backstory. Let us know where you come from, where you at now,
Yeah.
and how it came about.
Got you. Got you. Well, first, for everybody that's watching, if you're into marketing or anything, you can get this shirt at www.prettyflysociety.com.
Hey,
That's how it goes when you're on platforms and shit. But
for
now,
sure.
really, I mean, y'all, of course, we're talking to a newer audience and whatnot. So y'all know that it started, of course, in party promotion. And a lot of people, I haven't really went this in depth with it, but I'm like, this is the perfect place. And I feel like the perfect audience to explain this to.
Mm.
And it actually started in school. I'm a member of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. And because of that, you two gentlemen, I had an opportunity to learn I was put in a position to learn some amazing things. And some of it I had to learn on my own. Some of it I just, through being a hustler and a businessman, I started to learn the ropes, you know what I'm saying, of how it was actually working and what was happening to the chapter when it came to throwing parties and where the bread was going. And I'm like, all right, I think I can figure this thing out long term. But, you get out of school and in the South, it's sort of looked at crazy if you stay in the event space. You know what I mean? As if niggas ain't gonna go out for the rest of their life. You know what I'm saying? But when you in between the age of getting out of college and getting a job, it's like, you know what I mean? I've been partying the last 4 years, fuck partying. It's like, So of course I battled with that a little bit. And I was just like, there's some truth to it, you know what I'm saying? Because I never really, even when we was getting busy, if it wasn't us throwing the parties, I wasn't at the club like that. So I understood where that mindset came from, but I was more so looking into the business of it. And I'm like, yo, this is entertainment. Like, I don't care what city you in. I don't care what's going down. Like a party, a nightclub is entertainment. It's entertainment for a controlled period of time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, the cats, that's why, you know, it's, you know, I just started looking at the person and like the promoter and like, why is it looked at so negatively? But it's not all of them are looked at like that. You see what I'm saying? It's just the ones that are slimy, you look at like that.
Yeah. And
you can't focus on that. But when you're younger and you in a competitive world and this looks better than this, and you trying to channel that as a 20-year-old man, you already know what we're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to, and mind you, I'm meditative now. I wasn't meditating back then. So I'm just in my head trying to figure it all out.
Yeah.
And it got to a point where, you know, y'all saw we was doing crazy parties when school was out. You know what I mean? It had just gotten to a point where I just started meeting enough people, and it was no longer about like Kappa. It was just, you're a Kappa, but this shit here is different because I had met and mingled in so many different circles, as y'all obviously seen. Because if you look at me now, you still do the same shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's what he was doing. That's what I had been doing the whole time, because I have been a journeyman, obviously, because my parents were military. So you got to learn when you're in all these different cultures, you either going to be doing a whole lot of fighting because you're in all these different high schools, or you must either know how to get along with a lot of people, or you got something that they want, you know what I mean? So on and so forth. You better have had your thing. Yeah. Because I went to high school in Savannah, Georgia, which was a rough area. Then when I was in South Carolina, Jasper County, these cats, that's gangs, and you know how the South give it up when they gang banging, they gang banging hard. They don't even know why they gang banging. So imagine niggas gang banging and ignorantly. I'm like, y'all ain't even from the block for real. Y'all from the trees, and you niggas, whatever. But so I spent half my life ducking and dodging and knocking a few of them niggas out, but you know, it prepared me for when I got into college and got into the promotions game. And then, of course, PFS was a big part of it, because that was the separation from college to being a grown-up. Yeah. Like for me, like that's the bridge that I use. Like, all right, this is where I can still do this and it be acceptable. Now, I knew the name, like if I'm trying to do real business with people, I always I've been feeling like I should have changed the name for so long, even if I went to PFS Enterprises or something, just because of me going off of societal norms, not because of me believing in the shit myself. But I never changed it. I just had that personal feeling I was dealing with that. And it became, it's like you got these parties going good when you are like, before y'all link up before we linked up to do PFS, I had done a few events. With another fraternity brother of ours, and we was rocking heavy. We had done a couple events. We had collaborated with some of the Greeks. It was crazy. They had got some paper. They did well, and at that point, we knew like, oh, okay, we should move more into special events because we did have jobs and shit like that. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, okay. We struck around, we didn't strike at homecoming, but we provided like more value in the party than we felt like anybody else in Charleston was at the time. Right. Because we recognized at that time to provide another element to the party. Like there's what happens if the promoter's cool for real? You know what I mean? Like what happens then where you want to hang out with him afterwards or hang out with their squad afterwards. And of course, y'all know the era we grew up in. Taylor Gang was going crazy. Wiz Khalifa, you know what I'm saying? Drake, y'all remember the Drake album so far, like all that was happening.
Yo, that joint dropped like, so yeah, man, so far gone. Like, you know, I remember being at one of our frat houses, man. You know, and that album at first dropped, bro, or the mixtape. I think that's why he was going crazy. He was like, bro, this is not really an album. This is a mixtape. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Nah, hey, yo, JT put me on that joint. I still remember.
Yeah.
Who was in? We ain't hot in the whip. I don't even remember. I don't know if it was I think it was JT. JT, I think it was your old what you had, a RAV4?
Yeah, it was a RAV4.
Hey, JT was like, he was like, yo, Cam, bro, you need to listen to this. Hey, I'm all about to pop this joint in. Listen to this CD. This nigga Drake, dog. And I'm like, who's this dude? You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, he's like, hey man, hey, he rap and sing, and it's like dope though. Yeah. He's like, it's dope though. I put in that shit. I still remember this day, dog. I put in that joint. I was like, oh, this shit hard, dog.
It was super. Hey, bro, that shit was bro, brand new. It was brand new.
Brand new.
Everything is brand new.
Yeah.
Damn.
Still remember that to this day.
That definitely, like, that's where we was. And we were really fly at the time. Like the cars and everything was really happening. You know what I'm saying? Angelo had just got I think he had like a 2-door Audi. Yeah. I had got a 20. I had a brand new 2012 Camaro with 20-inch Lorenzos on it. Other members of the squad had nice whips. So it was just like, oh Lord, you know what I mean? This is the time. And then Thrash was Thrash at the time. Like he was eclectic enough, but solid enough where it's like, no, this all works. Yeah. All of it just worked. You know what I mean? And I'll never forget, bro, when I discovered Instagram, I was walking in I was walking in Walmart. I was walking in Walmart on what's that joint near the Blockbuster, where the Blockbuster used to be in Charleston. Do you remember that Blockbuster used to be on? It's a Walmart back there behind it, and it used to be a Blockbuster right there. I think it's Rivers?
Rivers Ave?
Yeah, where damn man, y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about.
I'm trying to remember what the Walmart's at, man.
But it's down the street from it's down the street. It was down the street from the mall on Rivers.
We ain't talking about Ashley Phosphate, is we?
We probably are.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I remember that there's a Blockbuster that was right there. Because that's why I met Brianna at. So that Blockbuster, but that Walmart, I was in Walmart, bro, and they had texted me. They was like, yo, download this app Instagram. I'm like, all right, bet. So I look at Instagram, and the first thing I did was take a picture of I think like a box of cereal or something. I was like, oh, this is about to change the game. Yeah. Like that was in 2011. I was like, yo, this is about to change the game. Yeah. Because now I can reach people everywhere. You know what I mean? We can reach people all over the place. So I had stepped away from promotions and parties. I was like, yo, let me get my paper up and let me see what the switch will be. Because while I was rocking with PFS, we had figured out how to, like, we did magazine release parties. You know what I mean? We dropped magazines, everything people doing now. You know what I mean? Respectfully, we had done in 2012, like as a collective, and we had done multiple magazines. It wasn't like we had just did one. Like, oh, y'all did one magazine. Did 1-2 magazines before with brand features and photo shoots and all that stuff when it wasn't quote unquote cool. Yeah. And I was like, well, that seems to be pretty damn valuable as well. Mind you, now I got a degree. Right. So I'm not in a situation where I can't work or I'm not working. I did the whole thing that America says we should. You know what I mean? 4-year athlete. I got my degree. I did that dance. So you're not talking to a guy that doesn't have his degree. My mom always teaches me to look at the world for what it is. Like, right. Because all that shit you think you're going to be able to adjust and change, good luck with that. You know what I mean? Right. Life going to hit you and you going to have to figure it out. Yeah. So I'm like, all right. Once I finished school, and I mean, I always stood up for myself. I ain't never been no chump. And especially when it came down to mental warfare, somebody trying to play games with the brain. I'm like, nah, never. And I got a funny story for that, for y'all. I got a real funny story about that with me and authority. But when it comes to the business and the progression of PFS or the progression of myself, after niggas stepped away from the party promotion, and I realized, like, yo, there's marketing and branding, there's photography. I'm like, shit, you might as well get into some fashion shit, because I could always get dressed. You know what I'm saying? I would always put myself together in a little fly different, and it was always a little bit different than everybody else, but it always fit in my opinion. So I'm like, all right, I'll get on some fashion shit and see what can go down. So I started doing some fashion shows. Now, like the original slogan for PFS was, which it still is to me, is as long as people don't stop dreaming, I'll never go out of business. Because what a lot of people looking for is somebody to help them put their dream in order for them to at least see it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, even if you don't know what you're doing, by the time you done left from around me, you got an idea where you're trying to go. Especially if we done talked about, like, especially if what you do fits into what I'm doing. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm like, yo, I want you at least to be able to see, like, this is the game. Whether you don't step forward with me, I don't care less. But you at least need to know the steps so you can take them appropriately and you can duck certain shit later in the game. Because I've been going through it since 2012. So once I left, because I left Charleston in RIP my stepfather. My stepfather passed away, I think, in 2012, December 11th, 2012. Yeah. And when my stepfather passed away, I went back. I was working for Sherwin Williams, and they had moved me to Savannah. I was working out in Richmond Hill, but it was perfect timing because my stepfather was ill, so my mom, you know what I mean. So I happened to be home at the right time. So I'm like, all right, bet I'm gonna make it pop in Savannah. And you know, my mom is a drill, so y'all know Ma Dukes military, so all this. Take this. So I'm like, all right, bet. So I start getting my stuff together, and I'm like, I'm gonna go to colleges because I grew up in the Wiz Khalifa, Big Sean era. So I know if you hit colleges and you get your shit popping in colleges, they will carry you because those kids are going to be the ones that grow up, so on and so forth. And then obviously that's later, but I'm like, all right, cool. So we built PFS. I'm like, all right, I'll take Pretty Fly Society and give it back. Maybe it's not me. I'll just give it to everybody and let everybody else have it. Because I realized at that point in time, people had rather supported a business than a person. And back then, nobody, because they didn't understand personal branding. So me trying to do it, it made everybody, you know what I mean, make people envious because I got to go to work and shit. You know what I mean? Like, can't do the shit you doing. So they feel away. And especially if they don't know how to channel that. So I'm like, all right, well, I push. Damn, I'm trying to figure out what we did out there. No, I pushed hard for organizations, and I thought about that. I was a member of an organization. I was like, yo, you're a member of an organization. You should know how to start an organization. I'm like, oh yeah, you do. So you need bylaws and this, that, and the fifth. And I started figuring out like everything, like at an early age, I'm 22, 23 with this. I'm realizing this world is a game. Like the way it's put together is put together where everybody can play. Like it's not put together where everybody can't play. No, we all can play. Everybody's not as good as everybody, but everybody damn sure can play.
Right.
So I'm like, oh, all right. All right. So I'm on Savannah State University. Just like that. Savannah State University was the first campus to ever accept Pretty Fly Society. I know kids that went to Savannah State University. And we did photo shoots. I did a magazine. I produced a magazine out there. But I even did a fashion show at Savannah State University campus and shit. And I remember these days because these days it's me. I know that what I'm doing is good and that it works. Yeah. But I'm not executing it well. Right. Like now this is me looking back at it. I'm like, you know what to do. You're just not doing enough early enough for it to be big as you want it to be. Because I'm like, I believe in popularity, but I don't believe you need it to be good at business. Because you just don't need it. You got to be good at marketing. And if you can market, you can do whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
So we submit after Savannah State, whatever, I open up Georgia Southern. We get Georgia Southern University Rocket. So I'm at Georgia Southern. Bro, I did a show at Georgia Southern. Two people showed up. I had vendors. I had because after you did the first one, you learn, all right, vendors, and that's where you get your funding and you make sure you provide people for them, so on and so forth. So I'm 23. I got a full-time job, but I'm still doing this. So I'm okay, but I'm good. So I think I do after I opened that one, the largest school I opened was University of Alabama. So I left Roll Tide. I left fucking I left Georgia Southern with it there, and then we went out to University of Alabama and actually like spoke in front of these kids. Like I flew, got a rental car, drove to University of Alabama, had the conversation, got back in the car, and came right back home. Mm-hmm. And boom, it got started there because this is Instagram. Mind y'all, remember I said I discovered Instagram. PFS was, and there's so many elements to this. So I'm glad I got a little bit of time, and I hope the audience appreciates it. I'm trying to explain it the best I can. But in between all of that, the school starting, like all of that, Savannah State, Georgia Southern, I'm personally branding myself on the internet because the Franck character is getting crazy love. Mm-hmm. That's when my Instagram following was, and what a lot of people don't know is the Pretty Fly Society account originally it's my account. Yeah. It's not the reverse. The one that's the Franck Mille account that I'm using now was the Pretty Fly Society account. Oh, okay. And the Franck Mille account, it was because that's when I realized people would support. I had done enough and it was starting to get staggered. This was before the algorithm or anything. I was like, all right, I got to bail because niggas don't want to support a person. Not 2010 to 2020, you didn't want to do that. No, 2010 to 2016, 17, you didn't even understand why you were supposed to do that. You know what I mean? People would say support Black business and I'm doing it. And it's just like, nah. I'm like, okay, this is bullshit. You know what I mean? And imagine, and mind you, I did it then. So imagine my mentality as I'm aging and I'm hearing everybody turn now, just to skip ahead, everybody's turning now like support, brand. I'm like, where were you motherfuckers? You know what I mean? Where were y'all?
Right.
You know what I mean? So to go back, bro, we do University of Alabama. The following, my personal branding is going crazy. Bro, my nephew was taking pictures of me with his phone. You know what I'm saying? It was our phone. I'd have him like, stand on the bed and this corner angle, or you know what I mean? Y'all seen the head down, all that shit. I was just like, yo, this is just good shit. And this is what people like to look at. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I got featured on like men's, like these blogs. And back in the day, you got featured on a blog, you was going crazy. So it was, and the cats that knew how to use it, they would all link up. So all these influencers have grown this infatuation with the Pretty Fly Society brand and this Franck Mille character. And I'm like, oh, okay, it's the world is happening. It don't got much to do with me. You see what I'm saying? I'm not, but me being young, I'm not appreciating that side of it. All right. You know what I'm saying? I'm not appreciating because I can't feel it every day. I only feel it when we go to New York Fashion Weekend. You see what I'm saying? When you come with us and they're like, no, sit down and be a part of it. You're like, damn, how this even happened? I don't know y'all, but it's the presentation. They like how you do your thing online. So
now when you say you don't feel it every day, is that because it's just the internet thing? You know, you mean because you wasn't seeing these people in person every day kind of thing?
Well, I think it's because I was young and I was following what society said that I needed to. Like I was expecting that you all play sports, that bright lights moment when you're supposed to be putting in work.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? This is the work hours. They're not gonna give that in the work hours. It's just you in your head thinking they're gonna give it in the work hours. This is what they don't see. You know what I'm saying? And you over here angry, but you know what I mean. But that's really when I.
Yeah, so you didn't appreciate the progression that you was having. You thought it was supposed to be like faster than what you was actually moving up, kind of.
Exactly. And you ain't never lie. Like that's the whole truth right there. Like I felt like I used to say, but I'm like, I used to say this silly ass show. Like once I hit 100,000 followers, I'm out of here. Like, I always just say that was 20 something. I'm like, yo, I know once I hit 100,000 followers, I knew it.
Yeah.
So, and I had built it up to 80,000. I had 80,000 people tapping in with the brand. They knew all types of shit. I had started all sorts of businesses. But anyway, my whole point of this situation is I was thinking, I already know how to throw a party. But what I don't know how to do is market, brand, like what's the purpose of it? I didn't have enough relationships, connections. But I knew two of the major important things. I knew that business was sort of like Neverland. You can sort of do whatever you wanted if you got your paperwork in order and you're doing it by the book. Yeah. And then I understood that you, like the individual, is what they do business with. People do business with people that they like.
Yeah.
And I didn't have to be Coca-Cola, or I didn't have to be fucking any other brand. As long as when I stood in front of you, I'm solid. You either gonna tell me yes or no.
Hey, I don't mean to cut you off, but I think
you're good. Talk to me.
I think that's a good point, man. Because it kind of stands out from what you said earlier. You know, to me, a big point to what you said earlier, man, is I want people to understand, because I think it ties into a lot of things. The transition from Instagram is 2021. Instagram really is a decade old now. Yeah. So I mean, going back to what you were talking about with, I remember the blog, or the vlogs, and I mean, menswear, you know, hashtags were the thing. So if you had some hashtags associated with your picture, I mean that could send you off. You know what I'm saying? As far as like, you know, getting on a explore page, or you know, getting you know, people that are accustomed to your brand, and allowing people to get exposure to your picture, to your brand. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. But to tie this all in, you talked about popularity, and how, and what you can understand is that popularity doesn't necessarily mean success. You know what I'm saying? Right. Your I think what, you know, you're able to grasp as you've gotten more experience, man, as you've gotten more knowledge, is that you don't have to be popular, even though the popularity is going to come. But if you can network, if you can be solid, you got to meet the right people. It ain't necessarily the amount of people, it's the right people. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, like that, I can tell within, you know, within your testimony, it's just about being able to be solid, being able to be yourself, and then meeting the right people. And then when both of those, all of those come together, man, culminates. I got to use it. It's gonna be perfect. So
culminates.
Yeah. I had to.
Nah, that's facts though, man. Yeah. And you know, back, you know, when Instagram first came out, you know, it was all about popularity. Everybody was trying to be popular because you wanted to be, it was like a new thing. So you wanted to be like popping on Instagram. Like we felt like that was like some kind of pinnacle, you know what I'm saying? Right. So like, and like then, like you were saying, we thinking like, bro, if you got 100,000 followers on IG, like you popping. But you know, now, bro, now you shit, if you got a million, you barely popping. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how many people on the platform. Right. Like everybody got 1 million followers now. You know what I'm saying? Like I saw a show that was talking about like social network, and they said like 40 million people have over 1 million followers on Instagram or something ridiculous. Like it's 40. Yeah, it's crazy. Like
that's insane, bro.
Yeah, it's like definitely like over 1 million people have over 1 million followers on Instagram. Like
that platform has grown exponentially, man. I honestly, like I think maybe 2016, 2017. I moved to Washington, D.C. Yeah. And when I moved to D.C., I think that's when you really start to find that like D.C. was the place that killed popularity for me. You know what I mean? Like every place that I've been is sort of shaped this because I go and dive into their culture. You know what I mean? Like I go and meet the people, and then I learn the culture because I'm like, I'm here and I'm Black. You know what I mean? And I found so much about that. But anyway. Yeah, you know, you
weren't in the South no more.
Nah, I wasn't. But I had also learned that I grew up in a northerner house too. That's when I found out about me. Like my mom was from Crown Heights, Brooklyn. You know what I mean? My family, all of them are from Brooklyn. Okay. And when I was younger, just to talk about why I was able to work out in DC was because my mom, I didn't go out like that. It was the South. I wasn't going outside. If I wasn't playing sports, I definitely wasn't kicking it with them niggas too heavy. You know what I mean? Because I never jived with them. I wasn't a country fella. So they was cool, but they always knew I was a little different. Yeah. So I was at the crib. I'm in the house with my dukes. So all I'm getting is New York energy. You see what I'm saying? All I'm getting is city. All I'm getting is, I done traveled the world because of the military. And then wherever me and Ma set up, it's New York. That's running down on me New York way. So I'm like, this is what's shaping me. So I get to DC and it's cool because I'm running the Sherwin-Williams in Oxon Hill, Maryland. Shout out to my boy Rick. That's an OG. And he embraced me. You know what I'm saying? Show me the ropes. And then that place was crazy. So you gotta sort of live with your head on the swivel for real. And then you know what I mean? I just learned wifey, her family, they embraced the nigga, so it was cool. I was able to meet the right people. And then, you know, I lived out in VA, and Virginia niggas is mad cool. And then the frat, you know what I mean? So of course, you know, networking. So I had enough to be in the city. Like, I can figure this out. And I'm like, yo, I'm gonna do it here too. Cause you know, people say big fish, you're a big fish in a little pond, go somewhere else and do it. I'm like, all right, bet. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I challenge accepted. Cause I think somewhere around, this is probably one of the most important things I'll say out this whole thing. Somewhere around 2016, I'll never forget. I know, especially when LeBron James won the championship in 2016. And you know, if everybody remembers like J.R. Smith's speech, he was crying and whatnot. But in that year, I had determined that the get rich or die trying thing was no longer like a slogan to me. You know what I mean? And it wasn't by any means necessary, but it was what I'm willing to do is take however long it takes to get.
Yeah.
And the moment you accept that you're willing to take however, like you're willing to work for however long it takes, you instantly become what you're trying to be. Because you're not doing it for fame, you're not doing it for popularity, you're not doing it for none of those things. You have become it because you're doing it and it's taking care of you, which is why they do it. You see what I'm saying? And if you miss that part of it, that makes you, then you move into the sucker realm. You see what I'm saying? You're doing it for some other reason. You're trying to be popular, you're trying to be something else other than take care of your family, which that's the coolest shit you could do.
Yep.
So go ahead.
No, I was just it made me think of because something that I was thinking about before when you said, you know, you was just talking about dealing with some, you know, different trials, like I think what Georgia State, you was talking about,
Georgia
you know,
Southern,
Georgia Southern, not that many people showing up. Do you feel like what gave you that new confidence when, you know, do you think it was like the move, or what was it about that the move, I guess you would say, maybe to DC, being in a different culture, you know, because, you know, the culture from the South to, you know, DMV or New York, you know, northern areas, it is completely different, man. Sometimes we move way too slow down here. You know, if you have certain visions, you know, I love the South, man. I'm from the South. We all from the South. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
One thing I can attribute to what you're saying is being able that you move around, knowing that you're able to adapt to different cultures. Just because you're from the South don't means that, you know, you necessarily just, you know, can't adapt to anywhere you go. You know what I mean? But some people have trouble with that. Everyone can't adapt to wherever they go. That's why some people stay stagnant. You know what I mean? But I guess what I'm trying to say is, what gave you the confidence to know that you can make this you know, bigger than maybe what you had seen from before? Because, you know, those are trials that you deal with, those are struggles that you deal with, you know, but it's kind of growing pains too. You know what I mean? So
yeah, what made me kept going, I never really got down because I got the most important yes. Like, I partnered with Georgia Southern. That's the victory in it. Me attempting to get, I don't want to say peons, but me attempting to get the majority or society to see something, I understand what it really takes to get that done. It takes me getting the approval from Georgia Southern first. That's and if I've proven that I can do that anywhere in the country. And I had already proven it. I had did it in Savannah, I had did it in Statesville, and then I had did it in Roll Tide in Birmingham.
Right.
I had already accomplished what I needed to accomplish. I had never went around promising fame or riches to anybody.
Okay.
And that's what I think. That's why I said that the separation in the promoter is that man who he say he is. Right. And if I got to make sure that I'm living true to that, I got to make sure whoever I'm working with, I'm consistent forever. As long as I'm consistent with my word to you, it won't matter what happens. Because when you go, you be like, he ain't tell me that shit. And when I dealt with bruh, it went this way. It went the exact same way he said it would go. And I knew that's all I needed. I wasn't trying to hit a whole lot of home runs. And that's what I think got mixed up. I was playing a long game because I had committed.
Yeah.
I feel you,
see
man.
what I'm saying? Once I committed, then I'm like,
marathon.
all right, it's a marathon.
Marathon, not
exactly. Exactly. So I'm like, the more you can go ahead.
I was just saying I didn't want to like, deter you from what you were saying about 2016. You know what I mean? Because we talk about that, and then you transfer to you move now. You're in the DMV area, and it's 2016, and it's like it's like a light switch went off for you, and it's like this isn't just this is like my lifestyle now. You know what I mean? This is like it completely transitioned to this is something I'm gonna build on. No, like nothing stopping me. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like a I wouldn't say it was like a light switch, but in a sense, you know what I mean? It's like a heightened level of elevation. You know what I mean? You get like to a different peak. There's no such thing as a plateau. It's a glass ceiling at this point. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I feel you, bro. I actually, like I said, once you remove the sucker out of it, if you're not doing it for popularity, you're not doing it to be cool, you're doing it because it's genuine. All right, bro, just best of luck. You got to take what come with it. You got to take what comes with the lifestyle, all of it. You can't want this quicker or want this or want, you know what I mean? And I personally, like I feel like there's, in order to, I think I saw somebody say, like, if you want to build consistency, make your bed. You know what I mean? Right. And niggas was like, yo, what you mean? You can do something. But nah, if you could get up and make your bed every day, eventually a light switch will go off and be like, oh, if I could do this, I could do exactly. That's the whole point of them saying it. And G, that's really what it was, G. Like, I was like, yo, you know how to. But you honestly, bro, it's because my damn heart too big. And that's respectfully. Like, motherfuckers wouldn't think I would say some shit like that when it comes, like, this dude's kind of pretentious, so he's an asshole, but not really. I just tell you, like, I give love in a different way. I give it so direct, and I'm like, yo, I'm not living in no fairy tale. You see what I'm saying? So don't come around me with a fairy tale. Like, if you think some shit would never land, you need to go find somebody that's gonna tell you that, because I'm not gonna do that with you. Yeah. And that's what really, I think, you know what I'm saying, Paul? That's what was holding me back some. Because when you got a big ass heart, you'll give an opportunity, or you won't be as aggressive because you understand, like, yo, in the long run, I'm gonna get it.
Yeah. Now, when you got to the DC, the DMV area, did that culture, did something like click from the culture for you? Because at that point, that's when you kind of changed up your business model, right? When you got to DC. Yeah.
Honestly, I was seeing people, like, I took a picture, I posted on Facebook. Some dudes was like, we ran into the boss, and I had never met him before. And I'm walking on the streets of DC, and I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Like, that switch, like, it was that these cats, the persona that I was given on IG had hit. And I'm like, oh, all right, you got to have something now. You see what I'm saying? Because I understand the value of one. You know what I mean? Shout out to Peter Thiel, From Zero to One. That book. That's the only one of the few books that I read. But them cats right there, when they ran up on me, I was like, oh, okay. All right. This is it right here. And I was rocking a Gorham Brothers hat. And that's when I got back into the personal branding even more. You see what I'm saying? Because now I'm like, all right, you got to schools. You know how to go get a school. I know how to go get a university right now on my own. You see what I'm saying? So at any time, I could go dominate 40,000 people. I got that type of skill set. So I'm like, you need to get other things, though. And DC taught me hustle because of how expensive DC was. DC was about me growing as a man. Like, there's a difference in the hustle up there than it is down here.
Yeah.
And it's a whole different type of hustle. Like, them cats up there, some of them was the first set of people I saw talking about credit. The city boys. Down south, we was big on cash. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
The city boys was riding in the nice cars like I like to ride in. You know what I mean? Down south, we had a little different flavor. You see what I'm saying? And them cats was spending crazy money in the club and whatnot. It was just different for me.
Yeah.
And down south, we all standing in the club and the nigga standing over here and the girl standing over there. You know what I mean? In DC, everyone's partying. You're 45, 50. They're the club like, oh, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what's happening.
Right.
So I'm like, I feel the love in the city, but then you see, like, it's real, like, right here. Like, be on your ass, too.
Right.
I'm like, yo, this place is crazy. So, honestly, man, DC, like, that DC run when it comes to PFS, that's where Whiskey Wednesday came from.
Okay.
That's where I learned how to DJ. because I had DJ for a little while.
Yeah.
Let me see. Mainly that was those two, Whiskey Wednesday and then Creative Canvas, the art tour.
Yeah.
And that's what came out of Washington, D.C.
Mm-hmm.
The art tour. I was doing Art Vibes of Fashion with my line brother and a few other people. And we went through a couple years of it. There were some differences of opinion, but I was like, well, shit, I know how to do it. So I linked up with another gentleman out in DC. Tommy was solid. And we started rocking on Creative Canvas. And my whole thing with that was, bro, I know these creators out here, like they feel like me. Mm-hmm. Like I know people feel like they ain't heard, you know what I'm saying? Because I know what I'm doing is some magnificent shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I know, like by the time I really get a chance to tell what went down, the whole story, I'm like, yo, that's amazing that went down. You know what I'm saying? How you did it. And the fact that you were intentional, like I'm still not done. You know what I mean? Like all my movements and all my steps were intentional. But in DC, when we started the art tours, I was like, one thing I'll never forget, my line brother told me, he's like, bro, every time we hit a city, we should get money in it. And I used to be like, well, not, you hear folks say, but don't nobody know you. And I'm like, what, that nobody got to know me for me to get money in the city? You know what I mean? Like, I just got to have a brain to get money in the city.
Yeah,
exactly.
And boom, man, I started tapping it. Like I had known the business. I had done events. I had got the vendors. Remember when I was doing 2 or 3 people coming to my shows? Mm-hmm. Y'all see how all these building blocks go together. I know personal branding. So now I'm learning branding. I'm like, oh, well, not only can I tell you, sell you the vendor space, but I could help you dress up your set. You know what I mean? I can help you dress your setup in a manner where it's more presentable for a guest to make a purchase. And then I went to school for sociology. So I got a sociology communications background. I love people. You know what I mean? I had learned the art of communication, learned the art of tendency, so on and so forth. I'm like, this is what you need to live and especially survive and make paper.
Man, I mean,
no, you good. We good.
I don't want to be rude, man, cut you off, man, because you're on a vibe, but you talked about the building blocks. And, as you're telling your story, man, you've watched yourself grow, but we've watched you grow too, man. And I want to touch on Creative Canvas because I remember that tour. I remember one of the art shows in Charlotte, man, and I was glad, man, y'all was here. So Cam, you came too, man. We was here. For art show, man, and I can just tell, and I by this time you have been living in DC for a little bit, man, and we could just tell, man, like the art show was so dope, man. It was such a vibe, bro, and everyone was just talking about it, and I could just tell, man, you just tapped into other energy, but it really was about just putting other artists on a platform to be able to showcase themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And I completely tell that you was tapped into just something else, but it was beautiful to see, man. I was glad I was there, man. We were talking about Creative Canvas, so I just thought we needed to talk about that. So
no, for sure. And you know what, man, Creative Canvas was that's where I got an opportunity to sharpen iron. Mind you guys, I'm traveling the country putting together large productions.
Yeah.
Like I don't gotta be Hov or Jay-Z or Puff Daddy or Live Nation to do that. You gotta be a smart nigga that know what he doing to do that.
Yeah.
And mind you guys, I did San Francisco, Nashville, Brooklyn, Charlotte, Atlanta, Miami, Washington, DC, Houston, Dallas. Like these are like and for 4 years. You see what I'm saying? I did these tours of 300 people, 400 people, 500 people sometimes. You see what I'm saying? And then y'all come to it so the people that's watching may not understand, but our shows ain't just an art show. It's a full-blown production. You know what I mean? It's cars, it's all types of shit in here.
Yeah.
So, and one thing I want to say, G, man, is I do appreciate that. Appreciate the compliment. Where I was at that point in time, I had just started meditating. When I started like getting into Creative Canvas, my mother had told me about this cat, Sagaru, and it sort of helped me double down on trying to care less about societal norms. Like you got to get away from what society thinks. Like it's dangerous over there too. You know what I mean? People saying that they don't care and this, that, and the fifth. I get y'all, but you don't really know what you're saying. Like if you're not tapped in for real, like what you committing to is just like you committing to doing things your way and understanding that, you know, some big risks come with that. You see what I'm saying? Like one thing I want to make sure I say before this ends is that I understand the risk that I'm taking and where I could fall. You see what I'm saying? People think that I just see where I'm going. No, I totally understand what happens if I miss.
Yeah.
I got daughters and shit. I understand what's on the line for this. So this isn't a game for me in the least bit. So, but I like to share that because certain cats think, oh, you playing this. I'm not playing some role.
Yeah.
I know what I will lose if I don't pull it off, and I know what I will gain if I do. And I trust what I will do if I gain. You see what I'm saying? I trust. I trust in the glass is half full for me. And it's half full because I know we control it.
Right.
And at this age, I'm learning how intentional everything is, especially for the good business people. It's their intention. They're being very intentional. You know what I mean?
Right.
You're going to move because of this. Watch. You know what I mean? And I have been doing it my whole life, just not understanding the terminology that other people put in books. And a piece of that is by choice. You know what I mean? I want to get a couple of things on my chest. I live life ignorantly a little bit with intention, though. I don't want to know too much. Like a motherfucker know too much. Like you going to miss something knowing too much. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
You overanalyze it, you're going to miss it. And you're not allowing an opportunity for someone to say, hey, you missed that.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll leave something out intentionally for somebody to say, hey, you missed that. Cool. And they surprised that I'm like, no, I know I missed it, but I need that. You see what I'm saying? I talked to my brother Angelo, like they're the ghost on the wall, like Jordan. I need that. You know what I mean? These enemies, I need these enemies that are in my mind for me to continue to fight this. And I don't fake it. You know what I mean? Like I don't fake like I don't need it. I need someone to go against. I don't care who it is. I gotta go against you. You've created some type of like, cause I'm an athlete. And I don't like to compete with people because people don't understand competition. They think it's I hate you and this, that, and the fifth. It's not really that. Right. So I'm like, oh, fuck it. Then the competition is me. And if I can compete with myself, but I'm competing with myself not to buy into what everyone else is buying into. You know what I mean? Like I know we all over the place, but Creative Canvas, bruh, has turned. Creative Canvas started because I kept going into these bathrooms, these hotels on the road, and you would see Marriott, and then you would see Paul Mitchell soap in the restroom, and I'm like, wait a minute. So this is a brand partnership. You know what I mean? And I'm like, look at little me. All right, watch this. Let me see if I can put them together. And now we got Creative Canvas. Like that.
Yeah. And then that evolved into Boutique Fashion Week.
Fashion Week. Yeah. Right. And that evolved into Boutique Fashion Week because I was like, yo, it's a lot of, for one, I don't really like to get on airplanes. I'm not afraid of them, but I understand that I am not in control of my life, and I really value life. I value life more than I value anything in this world. And getting on an airplane is just one area that I do not have control. I'm not terrified or nothing. All right. It's not a matter of scared. It's just if it go down, bro, I just gotta go down with it. You know what I mean?
No, seriously. Like we need to sit on this for just a second. Like
cool.
There's a big show out right now. I don't know if everyone's watching, but it's Manifest, right?
Oh yeah.
I saw a couple episodes of that.
So to our viewers out there, our listeners that watch Manifest, are fans of Manifest, it make that point that JT brings up, man. It's so true, because I don't consider myself afraid of an airplane. Like I would get on one, but it's like, what can you do if it goes down? Like there's nothing you can do, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I completely get that, because if you're trying to accomplish something and you're on an airplane and some shit happen, you like, wait, I'm not through building my legacy. I'm not through building my legacy yet, but it is what it is, bro. Like you gotta put it in.
You just gotta go down.
Like it is what it is. Like
it's the thought that it's not gonna like just happen like quick. You gonna realize like it's happening. You know what I'm saying? It's like Like you're gonna be like diving in the nose dive, right? For like 30 seconds, just thinking to yourself, like, bro, this shit about to be over with.
And we laughing, but this shit's true. Like,
It's so true, dog.
And y'all, and that's me every time I go get on a plane, because it's so many, y'all know it's so many people that love us. You see what I'm saying? And like, I'm not like, that's why I say it's tough living where I live at mentally, because I don't really deal in trivial shit no more. Like, I don't, it's like, I know I would be off-putting if people knew how much trivial shit I just don't care about no more. Because the example you just give, you know what I mean? You get on that plane and not only can you not do nothing, you're not even dead until it hits the, you know what I mean? Until it hits the ground. So you got to deal with all of that. That emotion, that's torture.
Cam said, this is about to be over. Like,
yeah, you know what I
mean? It's funny, but it's not funny. But it's,
no,
because it's true. Like, you know what I mean? So
it's true.
But listen, that's too funny. But listen, so Cam, to your point, Cam. I mean, now we're at Boutique Fashion Week. You've been doing that for 3 years now, and it's been getting better. What's the motivation behind continuing, to push this because I mean, like I said, I mean, we were, thanks for having, City of Savages at, previous one, man. And, we got to witness firsthand, man, to our listeners out there. Please, next time, man, I know we're about to talk about it, but it was just beautiful, man, to be a part of that. So what's next for it, and, continuing to push that?
So why am I continuing to push it is, if you guys ever heard of Sundance Film Festival,
yeah.
New York Fashion Week, of course, all of those. Yeah. I was like, yo, Black people are owning this shit. I feel like I could own a Fashion Week. You know what I mean? I'm like, we going to Fashion Week. Me, Angelo, we was, I don't know where we was in Jacksonville.
Shout out to Angelo too, man.
Shout out to Angelo, yeah. Shout out to Angelo. And that's a whole nother side of shit that I think we don't got enough time. But, with the Fashion Week element, bro, mainly what it was I was tired of traveling in all these different places, because like I said, I didn't like getting on the plane that much. And I'm like, yo, I should be able to do this twice a year. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna place it at the end of the month, but the same month that they have the Fashion Week, the New York Fashion, like the big ones, because people come back off that high, they still want it. And there's more people that can't get into New York Fashion Week than actually get into New York Fashion Week. Yeah. And because I'm a producer and creator, I'm like, not only can I create my own Fashion Week, I can give you all the experience that you really want. Where nice. I could put you on podcasts and in front of media, and then there's this cocktail event and there's this music performance, because that's all the Grammys and the BET Awards are. Right. And I've been spending my whole life putting shit like this together. You see what I'm saying? Because I never cared how many people came. I was practicing for when people started to come. That's all what I had always been working towards. So I'm like, all right, now we got Fashion Week, and Fashion Week gives you the ability to activate major cities, because people like to travel to major cities, then hang out. That's the thing they like to do. Yeah. And I'm like, because of what I learned with Create Can and the Paul Mitchell and the Marriott thing, I had locked myself in with them. So I went to the school, made the relationship. That relationship developed. So after you do some good things for them, of course, you got to have a little bit of gift to gab. You got to have some hustle, but you also got to have some stats and some results. Yeah. And you got to really know what ROI means. You know what I mean? You got to really know what return on investment means, because these people want it, but it doesn't always mean money. And if you're not really hip in the business, you don't really know what value is either. You know what I mean? A certain set of people believe value is centered around money. I'm not good to those. You don't want me around. You know what I mean? Because you're going to totally miss, because once you get the money, then you got money now. And now what? Yeah. You still unhappy as fuck. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So Boutique Fashion Week, G, I did one before we got y'all involved. But afterwards, I was like, yo, I want to bring a 5-day experience. And I brought up Sundance Film Festival earlier because when you go to Sundance Film Festival, you know who you see? Everybody else except Sundance Film Festival. You see Lyft over here, they got an activation building. You see Canon over here, they got an activation building. You see Chase Bank right here. And I'm like, damn, why is all these banks putting this money in? You know what I mean? What's happening?
Yeah.
And what's happening is Sundance Film Festival is the draw.
Mm.
They got this big thing that they pause, which they then market to other businesses and partnerships for activations for people to enjoy themselves because they bring this many people together. Now I'm like, well, guess who I make the best friends with? The owners.
Yeah.
Right. So no, I probably ain't the one that can communicate to the audience the best. I might not be everybody's flavor. I kid. But you know who flavor I am? The bosses. All the bosses like me. You see what I'm saying? The people who make the decisions, the people who need to get their money back, the people who need to make money. All them, they fuck with me heavy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So then you understand scale. I'm like, well, me worry about society and the 70% who think the same way, in my opinion, or me worry about the 30% of owners. I'm not talking about how much money they make, but the 30% that are owning things. And we all on the same wavelength mentally.
Right.
I can work with them because those people understand the basis of investing into themselves, so on and so forth. All right, I done cut that pie down.
Right.
And meanwhile, I'm rising to the top of the crop because, you got all this in the boss's eyes. They're like, that's a lot. You know what I mean? Because I'm just doing this right here. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, this is great. But you can have it too, because like you said earlier, G, bro, you was building this the whole time for the creatives. I have been building this for other people.
Yeah.
I wasn't going, I know I'm not going to get rich off of y'all. Y'all aren't my target. Y'all just got to pay because y'all need to learn self-investing as well. Because I'm not trying to take advantage of people. You know what I mean? I want you to understand I'm giving you valuable game to go make this paper just like me.
Yeah.
I can show you how to do all of it. And if I get you to invest enough, I'll create streams of income directly to you because I know how to. You see what I'm saying? But what I had to understand at that point in time when I first did it was you got to get some solid names with you, right? It's entertainment. Here's the best example I can give. The entertainment industry is like a high school hallway. It's exactly like a high school hallway. It's a fucking popularity contest. But you got to remember that popularity contest that was happening in high school still didn't change who the street niggas was. It still didn't change who the people that had the money was.
Yeah.
It didn't matter. It was, if you participated in what you thought was cool in high school, you were just that person. But if you didn't have no money, you could have been cool all you want. You had no money.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? If you wasn't popping, it didn't matter what was going on. You was who you was. Same way in the entertainment industry. So because of that, the best way to survive in it is to go in it authentic.
Okay. If
you go into this industry authentically, you solid. Because the whole time they trying to disprove something. That's what happens. Everyone's spending their time, spinning their wheels, trying to disprove, are you this thing that you say you are? Because we don't believe you. You need more people, right? Yeah. All right, cool. All right, I got an idea, right? So I said, a lot of people know me, and I was like, I got this little thing here, right? And I don't know if I could zoom in, but I'm not going to zoom in. It doesn't matter. But this is Pretty Fly Society over here. Now, I went to school in Charleston with you fellas, right? This is Gorman Brothers right here. And this is Paul Mitchell right here, right?
Right.
This is Gorman Brothers made this in Ponce City Market. Ponce City Market is, I don't know if it is, but I know it's one of the largest indoor-outdoor facilities in Atlanta, for sure, all right? This shit was plastered in Ponce City Market. We had Ponce City Market for the second one. Cam, y'all came late that night when we did the Gorman Brothers partnership.
Yeah.
Fellas, I'm not Kevin Hart. I'm not LeBron James, but I'm sponsored by Gorman Brothers.
Right.
Like I don't buy this, you know what I mean? Like, how are you pulling this stuff off? How are you a sponsored person? You know what I mean? Like, what do we even call you? But there's got to know about scale in business, and you got to understand that when you're dealing with CEOs, everything's about scale. If you're talking to a person with $1 million, they already know how to get $1 million. They already probably know how to make money.
Yeah.
So they need you to bring something else to the table.
Right.
And I'm like, I got all types of shit to bring to the table. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now here comes Fashion Week. You get Fashion Week, you say, all right, if I can in one city, all right, I just got to do one appropriately, which I've already done two. But if I get one city and capture all the footage and put everybody in place, I can go anywhere else in the world and do it now. Mm-hmm. And I done built enough trust in this one city where at least these people will follow.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because I done brought the value to them. Unless they crazy, they may not, you know what I'm saying? But in some capacity, they're gonna be like, yo, I need to figure it out because this did progress what I was doing. So check. So I'm like, all right, now G, I don't have to do a bunch. Well, I gotta do once a month with the Craig Cantor. I only gotta do 2 a year. Okay. Now I only gotta talk to the tops. So I gotta talk to the designers, to the artists. Everybody owns their stuff. So now it's just business. I'm doing business with people. I'm doing the same thing that people look to the Coca-Colas for. All Coca-Cola do is do business with small businesses. Right. That's why they stand who they are. They just got a cool fucking name and we're all into it. You know what I mean? Yeah. We're all into Nike. They do business with your local sneaker shop. You see what I'm saying? Like, but the word they make my fucking head hurt because I'm like, y'all don't see it. Y'all don't see it. And I'm done talking about it because I seen it. And now before, like, I just know it's just a few more things. I haven't met the right set of people. You know what I mean? I know I can openly admit that I have met the right set of people when it comes to securing partnerships, right? Yeah. Like Gorham Brothers and then the Paul Mitchell, and I get letters of recommendation. I met a lot of people, but I ain't met the ones that know what they looking at when they see me, if that make any sense. Like a lot of cats have mentors. Y'all don't hear me mention that. I don't got no mentor. I ain't never had no fucking mentor. Nobody ever wanted to get that close because it was like, what the fuck are you doing? You know what I mean? When they didn't know I was building a Roc-A-Fella, I was building a Bad Boy. I'm building that. That's what I'm doing. I'm building a television network. I'm building all of it, but I'm doing it piece by piece. And I'm learning every part of it so that I don't get took in any of it. And I can protect the people that are a part of it. Yeah. Right. You see what I'm saying? So if I started, and this is all tied into Boutique Fashion Week, but because of Boutique Fashion Week, we're about to produce a television show, Pursue Your Dreams talk show. Well, the Pursue Your Dreams talk show is more a condensed version of what the whole purpose of me doing Fashion Week in the first place, which is teaching business development. But we're giving an opportunity to athletes, designers, entrepreneurs, so on and so forth. They'll be interviewed. I got, actor friends, celebrity friends, so on and so forth. But it'll be a free event in Atlanta for you to come get game on a Sunday. But I'm bringing back TV production. So it'll be a full makeup crew. If you're a guest on our show, which y'all will be, you'll come before it begins. You'll have to get your makeup done. Okay. And then there'll be a pre-shoot. You'll have a pre-shoot with our photography crew. Like when you leave, by the time we're done, you'll have like edits and so on and so forth to drop. And I'm going to do it bi-weekly in Atlanta. I got a nice solid little location and we're getting ready to start the pre-promotion, working with our marketing team. But like, that's just one element where I now can go get sponsors. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? And what's unfathomable about this is, fellas, I catch it every which way. Pause. Any way they knocking at the door, I'm there. You see what I'm saying? Oh, I want to, all right, well, I can collect over here. Oh, well, I can collect over here. Well, I can collect over here. So people talking about income. Like, it's talking about me making money at that. I have moved past that at this point. Yeah. It's not, I struggle like everybody. I got the worst of struggles. But what I'm saying is once it clicks for me, I ain't gonna need a soul. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Because now it's coming from, I get it every which way. I done created the work and became the plug. Gotcha. Yeah. So man, Fashion Week was the hit. And I used the Sundance Film Festival just in closing with the Fashion Week element is because of the partnerships that they had. So once I come to your city and I get, let's say I get a large enough sponsorship or something like that, and I can activate 6 different locations, I now have created 6 different opportunities to make money 5 different ways within that one opportunity. So for example, if I got 5 different buildings and I have 5 different sets of pop-up shops, 5 different vendor opportunities, that's great. I go and get partnership. Like, I don't even really need to sell tickets to people.
Gotcha.
You see what I'm saying? Our
Yeah.
events are free. I mean, in most cases, like I will sell a ticket, but I don't have to.
Yeah.
So I'm not hoping or wishing that people come. I'm providing them with what they want to do. Fashion Week is a hit, man. Fashion Week's a fucking hit, Greg.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
It's gonna be a hit, man. It's a hit.
Nah, that's dope, man. That's dope, real dope, and super smart, man. I love the story about how everything progressed up into what you're doing now, and it's like clicked to the point where like you kind of figured it out, like you had that aha moment, and now you like, oh shit, I'm doing this, and you still learning along the way too. So, man, that's real dope, man. That's real dope.
Very dope.
Yeah, man. So, you talked about some of your other businesses. Tell us what else you got going on. So outside of the Pretty Fly Society, Boutique Fashion Week, what else you got going on as a part of your Roc-A-Fella, your Diddy shit that you building?
Well, I produced I produced 3 films. One, I think we're going to be able to release this fall, Average. I know y'all have probably seen some of it last fall, but I wrote it during the pandemic. It's if you've ever seen Castaway with Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
It's it's actually a story of jumping off the porch. Like, it's actually a story about pursuing your dreams, but I sort of give it my Jordan Peele like switch, where instead of it being you jumping off the porch and the guy does it, I take the approach of a Grim Reaper, and I show the element like death is following you regardless. Like whether y'all decide or whether you believe that you can do it or not, just know death is still on the way. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I played the character, the Mad Hatter character in that film, and Angelo starred as the main character in it, and then Chantal is in it as well. She plays the voice, and what she basically serves as is a voice of truth. Like she just talking to him. He like, yeah, I just got a bonus from my job and everything's popping. Like you hear a lot of cats say, and then she like, but I'm not happy. You know what I mean? He's like, but I'm not happy, and she like, but you was just telling me last week that you bought these Gucci flip-flops, and you're like, yeah, but you know what I mean? I want to do this instead. You know what I'm saying? This is what I want out of life.
Yeah.
And then my character is like out of nowhere, it just pops, and it turns up instantly because I put the gun on Angelo right out the gate. It's like when you show up, death shows up. He's showing up to fuck shit up on point, and it's just a little journey. Man, it's like 4 characters in it. It's me. You got the I think it's called the Flower of Belief, and then the voice, and then the Flower of Belief sort of speaks life back in Angelo's character because he had given up. And I was closing in on him for the kill, but he gets back up and he takes me out. And then, I won't tell y'all the end, but, I will tell you that it doesn't matter. And then he wakes up. You see what I'm saying? And it had been a dream the whole time. So I feel like I did a really good job with that. And I hope people like it.
Yeah, man, that shit sound dope, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna send it. I actually can send y'all. I'll send y'all a rough cut.
Okay.
And I'll tag y'all in one of the opening clips that we already dropped.
Yeah. You said that's a short film, right?
Yeah, it's a short. It's like a 15-minute joint.
Okay.
We did a Skate, which is a fashion film that I directed. That's just like it's like 5 or 6 minutes. That's hard. We submitted that to Greenlit ATL. We'll see what happens with that. But we're gonna premiere it in August.
Okay.
I did a film called Act of Kindness. It's a story about how actually a story about how Boutique Fashion Week sort of came about. Okay. And it's a play on women's inability to believe that men can just be doing something nice for them. And how and what happens when it's negatively impacted, because no one ever shows that. They never show that you just really blew it and brother didn't really want nothing from you at all. Because no one shows it. They just like, oh man, want stuff. And I'm like, that's not really true, man. You smell yourself too much.
Yeah.
And so that's what Act of Kindness was about, because it was a real act of kindness.
Okay.
And then we've dropped a couple albums, a couple music albums. Angelo dropped a song.
Okay.
If I shot my first music video is about to come out, which I think is chill. It's like we got some more that we're gonna shoot and create because I ain't done with that. I like the creative side of things. Like I like to make music, and I feel like I know I'm still developing my sound, but I feel like if anybody like in music, when they listen to my whole project, like, yo, this dude knew what he was trying to do. Like he knew this element, he knew to give him vibes, he knew to give him a creative song, he knew to give like he's putting this stuff together. Like whenever this dude cracks, y'all are in trouble. You know what I mean? He's too much. He's too far ahead of the game when it comes to and not being as discovered yet, quote unquote.
Right.
So, and then of course, like talent management with Angelo. You know what I mean? Angelo just did Zola, was in theaters everywhere.
Okay.
His ATL Homicide's getting ready to come back Monday, I believe.
Yeah, I think he's about to have a new season drop, right?
Yeah. It's the second half of the third season because they did like a mid-season break.
Right.
Right.
So it's back to finish up.
Hey man, shout out to all the film creators such as yourself, but and the folks that are doing the shows, man. That's through the pandemic, bro. I can't imagine like the struggle to get to continue to do this, man. So
I'm gonna let everybody see it because I recorded all of it.
Okay.
Like I've been understood content was king, man. I understood that a long time ago. I got all of it. It's on my phone. It's on hard drives. It's everything. I've been waiting for these moments. You know what I'm saying? And it's really, man, if I could like really catch a lot of like businesses got to learn that business credit shit. You know what I mean? Like you just got to if you could get some credit, like cats don't know they could go to a bank if your shit right and get 50K. And if you can go get you a feature from a rapper, you know what I mean? It may change your life. Like, they don't think about it like that because they don't think it's possible, but you can definitely do it. Yeah, you may be in debt, but hey, you got a Drake feature, you know what I mean? Make it shake, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm not saying Drake is taking 50,000, but my whole point of it is somebody will.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That somebody at scale will, and if you know what you're doing, that's the play. Like those are the type of plays. Those are the big plays to make.
It's about having that wherewithal, man, and being able to be, having the wherewithal and being willing to be a risk taker, man.
Yeah. And I saw something. I think it was the Baby talked about it one time. How he was paying for features like before he popped and blew. He was paying for features and was talking about some of the artists like you might think that they would take more money, but they was doing it for like 10K, 20K, 50K, stuff like that. So
well, here's the thing, bro. People don't think they struggle. Like and mind y'all, I'm in the game now. So now that I'm in the game, oh man, you see what I'm saying? Now I'm seeing some people that are got tons of followers. I can get both of y'all for 12,000.
Right.
You know what I mean? What? Like y'all, this is what's happening here, and y'all taking that. That means I know what's going on, and most of the time it'd be bad management.
That lifestyle,
Climate makes
it'd be bad management too, though.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But y'all, you think about the climate as well. 10K in 2019 ain't gonna be the same as 10K in 2020. You know what I mean? So if you're dealing with, the change is short when we're dealing with a pandemic. It's like I'm willing to bend a little because we're not on tour this year.
Yeah, these artists ain't had that show money and all that stuff too. So it's different. Yeah.
Yeah. So you have to think about whatever environment or whatever climate that you're in and make it work for you. To both of you guys' point, man. But listen, man, we can talk all day, guys. Like, and man, you've been sitting here dropping gems, man, from jump. And it's crazy because you've dropped gems, but you tied them all into your story from from the beginning up until now. So I guess, my question, man, what continues to inspire you, bro? And, I guess what's next for for your company, and what do you see as far as your vision? And when I say what's next, it doesn't have to be necessarily long term, but even for short term, what do you see as far as what's next for you?
Well, the journey's still the same. Honestly, it's not. The mission ain't done yet. I think it's to perfect what perfect what I'm doing and work myself into the schedule. Like I podcast as well. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to turn myself into this, like how Kevin Hart did. He's like, people was like, yo, how you working that hard? You like, I've been doing this. Y'all just wasn't looking. You know what I mean? And
Right.
Yeah.
I'm trying to work myself into something like that where I got this little routine, whereas I make music here, working on my business here, so on and so forth. And bro, it just turns this tornado of success. And if I were to say, what do I think is next? Man, G, I just know I tell you one thing, I ain't gonna quit, bro.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? Like I don't honestly don't know what's next because like I just had a deal fall through with one of the largest real estate agencies in Atlanta. You see what I'm saying? So my life could change in a day. You know what I mean? I think the things that I look forward to are producing this television show.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pursue Your Dreams. I'm excited about that. Boutique Fashion Week is getting ready to go to Houston.
Yeah.
September 22nd through 26th. All venues, all locations are secured. So that's a legit thing that's going down. Sponsored by Warren Brothers, sponsored by Marriott, the Loft Hotels, sponsored by
Shout out them.
Yeah, sponsored by
sure.
Paul Mitchell. Sponsored by Essential Grooming Products. Your boy's having his first barber competition.
Oh shit! Okay,
that's gonna be dope.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah,
See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Like there's
Yeah.
a barber competition now that's a part of Fashion Week, and you know, once you, I don't really see myself leaving the Fashion Week process because I seen what it can do. I seen what it can do for me in a month. You know what I'm saying? Earning wise, and now it's just about becoming a better accountant. You see what I'm saying? I definitely need to step my CPA game up and spending a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? Like I know where my flaws are, but I know I'm an earner too.
Yeah.
Right.
So as long as you're an earner, you know you ain't going broke. You're not an earner. You know what I mean? So now my thing is sustainability and growth. Like it's just more so the grown man shit right now for me. You know what I mean? It's about I gotta go back to the basics. That's what it's about for me now. You done did all that. All right, bro, flip it and go back to the basics. And when you go back to the basics, you're gonna be even stronger because you're gonna pick up on those little things that you miss. You see what I'm saying? So
that's good stuff.
Self-improvement.
That's good stuff.
Yeah. So you know, man, I think you know where you at right now. You got something. Like you got something. You really do. And like now, I think you know what all you need to really do is you talked about scale earlier. I think all you need to do is really start to scale it. You know, and you don't need to do that super fast, but like just do it in the process. Like, you know, get a little bit better, scale it up, you know, scale it out, scale up kind of thing. And then just utilize the product that you have. And then, you know, a year from now it's gonna be better. And then a year from now it's gonna be better. And more people gonna know about it, more people gonna be involved in it, and it's gonna keep getting better and better. So yeah, man. And
that's the play, man. That's the play, bro. That's the play right there. Because I know it's possible because I've seen it happen with Creative Canvas. You see what I'm saying? And that's what I'm using as my safe haven. I've done this already. Whether it's different, it doesn't matter. But I've done this here, and I grew it to this point.
Exactly.
And now I got a Fashion Week where I can take all of what I was doing once a month everywhere in the world to 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
And I can spend, and I'm doing it twice a year, but in between that, you're cutting deals, you're you know what I mean? You're doing all types of business. Your earning potential is endless.
Yeah,
it's endless. I really have created a surplus, you know what I mean, of financial money making opportunities, because I can instantly turn what it is that you want to do into a real thing in front of a lot of people.
Exactly.
Which is what people want.
That's what they want. And then, you know, the dope thing is too, you know, I like how you got and I don't know, this is the first time that you did it, but I know it's like this year you really have been like kind of putting out the process and like making the process events as well, right? So like the stuff with the models, the model calls and all that stuff. So now, you know, as you get bigger sponsorships, you know, or as you go seek for these bigger sponsorships, it's going to be a good look for you, because now it's like you're not just sponsoring this 4-day or 3-day or 4-day event. Now you sponsoring like this big event that we're rolling shit out from, you know, for months into it. You know what I mean? So
well, that's my point. If a company hears that, the culminating event, shout out to G, with culmination, the culminating event is that's just the cherry on top. You done got your rocking with me, you done got your value before you even got to the end.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's ultimately where that's been my value statement and why I will forever live on how I price things and how I do things.
Yeah.
Because it's on the opposition to understand what I'm giving you. You see what I'm saying? If one person who I got to shout out who gets it is St. Kofa Athletics. Shout out to that brand. Their head designer is Hilla Irvin. And the moment we talked, she started as a guest at the show.
Okay.
Walked up on me after the first one, was like, yo, this is amazing. And signed up the next year. And then after she started to get it, she was like, yo, ultimately, once we join on board, all this is ours too. I'm like, yeah. And all we got to do is you and I got to cut a deal with each other. And once you and I cut a deal, anything you go out and get, you could bring it here and eat. It's yours now.
Yeah.
But ain't nobody ever told you, no, people don't even know what to do with that.
Yeah.
Right.
They don't even know what to do. I'm like, yo, I'm handing out too much. You see what I'm saying? I'm handing you an opportunity to go write your own $1 million check. I'm giving you, once you come and rock with me, you have just secured every business that you couldn't secure on your own. Because you're dealing with I'm the owner. I'm not a middleman. I'm the owner of the fashion week.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm the plug. You see what I'm saying? I've created the plug. The black man's the plug. And once you bring your business to me, I can then set up an activation for you to capitalize in markets across the country.
Yeah.
Right.
With reputable brands. And the more energy you give me, shout out to my dog Breon Rollins, the Guild HTX. These dudes, this podcast platform in Houston, man, these dudes, this brother is 40 years old, but he know what he's doing.
Okay.
And he like, as soon as he met me, he's like, man, I got you covered. He's like, I know what you're doing. I've been working on this, and I just been meeting people, dog. I ain't gonna hold y'all. A piece of it's divinity, a piece of it's divine.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie.
Right.
A lot of it's divine. They see you on your journey, working towards stuff. You meet people, you know what I mean, guys?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? We like, even our job, it's like, why are we still connected after 14 plus years? You see what I'm saying? 13 plus years.
Right.
Something here that we all see eye to eye on. You know what I mean? That's bigger than all of us.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
It's real, man.
Nah, it's real, man. It's real. So,
real.
Yeah, man. Hey, we definitely. I'm gonna get ready to go to the next segment, man.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I think we just really just hitting like the tip of the iceberg, so to speak. Because man, we could really rap for hours, I think, man. And yeah, man, we got opportunity. We got to bring you back on because I really want to get deeper into the business and like some more of the how to. But I'm glad we got the story and the backstory and the background on how everything came about, man.
Hey man, this his platform, this our shit. Let's bring it right back, bro.
For sure.
Let's bring it right back, bro, because I'm sure the listeners want to know some more stuff, and just put this into a part 2, man.
I'm definitely down for that. I'm definitely down to let the audience know how to get busy in that. Not how to get busy in that world, because everyone's not going to understand it. That's why there's only Dame Dash and Puff. You know what I mean? That's why there's only so many. Right. But you got your Kenny Burnses, you got all scales of them.
Exactly.
But I learned from all them cats. So respectfully, I'm none of them cats. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to bring the brash and the roughness into the room like a Dame would.
Yeah.
But I do respect Dame. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to move in the room a little bit smoother. Because I ultimately need to get what I want first. But once I'm established in there, and remember, the opposition is the opposition.
Right.
With me, the opposition is the opposition. So if you're not you know what I'm saying? If you're not if you're not of my culture, then I'm a shrewd business. I'm a shrewd businessman. It just is what it is. Because I know you got to remember, guys, these folks will fire you. They will get rid of those sponsorships. All that shit will go away in a heartbeat. Yeah. But if they feel like you'll get rid of their ass too, that's why we definitely got to have that business conversation. Because one thing I do is I fire my sponsors. I let them know that money don't control nothing right here. Yeah, man.
No, that's it.
Yeah, we gotta do this. We definitely gotta have this talk. Yeah, we have a good time.
But go ahead, Cam. Go ahead,
for sure.
Cam. Go ahead,
hey,
Cam.
man. Well, no, but like we always do, man, on the City of Savages podcast, man. We gotta give you your flowers, bro. While you're here, man. We love to do that. And man, from day one, I always was like, JT, you talked about earlier how you don't really follow the mold, man, and that's been true for you since day one, since I know you. I remember like the first time I really met you, and you came into the meeting with the gold tracksuit on, a boy sitting in the back like chilling too, like like who is this Negro now? Everybody else got on suits and shit. Everybody got on suits. JT walking that motherfucking late, gold tracksuit on, chilling. Like,
hey, I should have no tears in my eyes, dog. Oh gosh.
Hey, memories, man. But no, man. Ever since though, man, you always been outside the box, man. I appreciate that about you, dog. And just love the energy that you always bring. Every single time we're together, man. Every time we talk, it's refreshing, man. And like I said, I just love to hear. I'm glad to see your consistency, your progression, and you doing your thing, bro. So, man, want to give you your flowers while you're here, man. We appreciate everything you're doing, and you bringing everybody else up with you as well, taking care of your family, taking care of the people that rock with you. So, hey, man, all love.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Cam pretty much got it covered, man. But from my perspective, man, just a couple things to touch on is like just your inspiration. But you, I think the biggest thing Cam said is like your consistency, bro. Everyone can't have this vision that you have. Everyone isn't equipped with it, and the fortitude to be able to bounce back from certain things. I mean, there's obvious struggles and trials and tribulations that you haven't spoke on, that you deal with, and that you continue to go through, but it doesn't matter. Like, you continue to push through for a number of reasons. But whether it be for the culture, whether it be for the legacy, whether it be for the community, bro, you do it for so many other reasons. And we just have to let you know that we appreciate you, man. We see you grinding, we see you pushing forward. And for me personally, bro, I want to say, man, I respect your hustle. I respect your grind. Because like I said, I know that you're doing it for all the right reasons. Also, I think it's important to know that even if you feel that you haven't reached a certain point in where you feel like your success needs to be, in your mind, it's still idols become rivals. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, I feel mentally that I am here yet, even though I might not physically be at this point yet. So as long as you continue to like have that type of mentality, man, I think that you continue to move and push through, man, and break through certain barriers or whatever, but also having the creativity too, man. I think that that's important too. So one thing that you said that stuck with me, bro, is about like how you sometimes, even though you're a very intelligent individual, you still live somewhat ignorant. And I think that that's important, because I feel like a lot of times, man, if people are too, even for myself, because I get to a point where I've gotten older where I feel like it's important to read and gather information, but knowing too much can sometimes make you stagnant, because you overanalyzed, in Cam's point, because you think that you know too much, and that sometimes prevents you from taking risk. It prevents you, because life can actually be the antagonist. I think that you don't necessarily battle anyone else, but you look in the mirror and you say, how can I be better? And so when I say life can be the antagonist, we're talking about you and just battling yourself. So I thought that was real deep, man. And I think people really need to understand what that means. You know what I'm saying? Just not necessarily, being ignorant to things, but putting yourself, knowing that you don't know everything, knowing that it's okay to make mistakes, what I'm saying, and simpler and, and knowing that it's okay to bounce back. But as long as you like are taking risks and you're making a plan for yourself, then you'll be all right. So but that's what I took from it, man. And you dropped some gems, dog. And I just want to say double salute to you, double salute to the whole team, because I know you don't do it by yourself. You got a big team with you.
Mm-hmm.
And shout out to your team and shout out to everything that you're doing, man. We appreciate it for real.
I will I appreciate y'all for real for the opportunity, for sure. I don't take things like this for granted, because I know that pretty soon this is drink champs for me. You know what I mean? Pretty soon this is I don't know, some other podcast that I want to manifest being on, because that, like, this has never been a game for me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't view life as a game at all. The world and how you got to figure out how to live in it, yeah, but life is sincerity and empathy and things like that. I'm sincere in. Am I perfect? God, no. I know I've hurt. I'm not. People have been hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a man. Shit goes down. Like, it's just life. But I'm pure here. You know what I'm saying? I'm pure here, and because of that, I can say publicly, like, yeah, I don't mind living somewhere ignorantly, because I've created enough room to learn some shit.
Right.
And I've how I will live ignorant, I will still listen. So that means I've created the room to learn. You know what I'm saying? So it's not really a dummy mission. It's just almost like you're playing the fool, but you're not a fool in the least bit.
Right.
I've never been that. But if I gotta come in a room and I'm the first one coming in a room, the one thing that I know is stronger than my personal wants is ego. Mm-hmm. So if I'm in a room full of egos and I need to get some information out of here, I don't think I should bring another ego in here. Now, I'm still gonna bring me and my bravado, but the moment somebody's got enough cojones to break through that shield that they think is me being an asshole and start rapping with me, they'll see there's tons of value over here. You know what I'm saying? I just been around and dealt with a lot. So I'm like, yo, I'm not really trying to give it out that much unless you pay for it, honestly. Yeah. Or I can teach you how to do it, because the game, I'm torn right now. And that sort of goes to what you said, G. I'm still looking in the mirror every single day. It's not like tomorrow I'm gonna look in the mirror the same way I looked at it this morning. You know what I'm saying? I'm on 30 to 45 minutes of meditation every day, because it's not over.
Right.
That's still becoming a better version of myself. So I appreciate the flowers, man. I definitely appreciate the flowers. It's gonna motivate your boy to go even a little bit harder. I'm trying to get a Mac or Sephora partnership. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, that's dope, man. Hey, you gonna get it. You gonna get it. All right. Sure. I'm gonna call that, man. So
hey, Cam, you right. Hey, you right, like a motherfucker. I'm gonna get that.
Hey,
on the Fashion Week,
you ain't trying to get it. You gonna get it, bro. You gonna get it.
Word up.
Yeah, man. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to the Fab Five, man. So this segment, this is our lightning round. We ask 5 questions to all of our guests. Just it's like fun questions to help our audience get to know you better, help us get to know you a little bit better, and learn some things about you, man. So first question on the Fab Five: what was the last song you listened
to? Lessons by Franck Mille.
All right. Yeah. Is that a new track, or have you dropped that one yet?
Yeah, that's out. My album is called Black Royalty. It's on Apple Music and Spotify. Cool, but cool. The hook says, buy the whole block, ask no questions, cars lose value, learn those lessons. 7 days straight, no blessing. It's all hard work. No guessing. Like, that's the hook. So that's the last song I listened to.
Word. I gotta go back and listen to your album, man. I listened to a couple of tracks that you sent me, but I ain't listened to the whole thing yet. So
give it a listen, bro. Yeah, you're gonna definitely want to ride in the Beamer in the Audi when you're listening to it. It'll make you feel like $1 million for real.
All right, that's what's up. That's why I like that. I like that that slick talk, that rich talk.
You already know, man,
bro.
So, what you think I'm out here doing for sure?
Oh yeah.
So question number 2, man, and I feel like you might have already answered this, but favorite book that you recommend, and I think you said it because I wrote it down. Was 0 to 1?
From 0 to 1 was by Peter Thiel. It was one of the few books that I've read, but The Alchemist.
Yes, that's a good.
Yeah, The Alchemist is the one that got me. Yeah, that was the one that got me.
Yeah.
Because that's when I first, like, you know what I mean? Like, that was the one that got me, period. Because I started meditating, and then The Alchemist, it was just extremely simple. You know what I mean? It was, you could do it, the wind is moving, the wind moved, and all of a sudden, you know what I mean? I'm like, all right, I'm fucking with this. You know what I mean? I'm for it. You know what I mean? You made the wind move? Did you really? All right.
Yeah. Hey, hey, real talk. Hey, that book is amazing, man. So like I would recommend it to anybody too. Like, I've read it twice. I'll probably read it again soon, man, because it's such a good book. It's a good read, and the information in it, like the what you can pull out of it, man, it's just really good. It's really good.
Yeah, for sure.
There you go, right there.
Yeah, I keep this one with me because I have to read it.
Yeah,
I have to read it. I probably, to you, Cam, like I've gone through it a couple times, but you sometimes you need a refresher, bro.
Yeah. Sometimes you pick up, when you depend on where you at in life, sometimes you pick up new things out of it,
Yeah, so, I feel. Another one that's good too is Contagious, just to keep in mind.
Okay.
Contagious. That's the book.
Yeah, I have read.
That's the book that Nipsey Hussle read before he did his thing.
Yeah. I got that one on. I got that one on Audible. I hadn't listened to it all the way through. I think I listened to like the first chapter. I got to listen through it.
Gotcha.
To it. Yeah, man. But I was gonna say you kind of like The Alchemist. Like your journey is similar. It actually is, bro. Like what you done.
Tell me about it.
I know you can relate to it.
Yeah, that's why I saw it. I feel like I was Alchemist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's crazy, Cam. Like if I pull it off, dog. You know what I'm saying? Because I think the only thing that can interrupt it is death, honestly. And I speak on that freely because I just experienced the loss, so I understand how real it is, right? Like I'm just in that space right now. But yeah, man, I feel like I am. Especially if I can stay alive long enough to do it, I feel like I will.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
All right. Question number 3: Who's your favorite designer?
I don't have one. Yeah, sorry. Man. I don't have one. If you ask me, what do I wear?
Yeah. Huh? Now I'll say you the fashion man. You ain't got no favorite though?
No, and reason being because I can wear, like I put on it, you know what I mean? You sort of know my style. I can wear anybody's shit. So I never wanted to get too attached to no brand because I really feel like, I'm just too, it's a little, it's probably a little bit too like a little bit too up there. You know what I mean? I'm just, I'm too cool. I'm too fly to be attached to one designer. You know what I mean?
Right.
Your shit cool,
like
but all right. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's just not a me thing. But what I will say is the brands that I rock with, I mean, I like Zara heavily. You know what I mean? I could still go to H&M. I actually still thrift. You know what I mean? I still can hit a thrift store and go crazy. Shout out to, if you want some people to be put on, Royal Bum out of Houston, Texas is solid. Leo Loyo out of Washington, D.C. are solid. These are like brands from the Fashion Week.
Yeah.
St. Cole for Athletics. Like there's brands like that. Like they're very brand fave Ruby out of Brooklyn, New York. 86 and 90 out of Houston, Texas. Like there's good designers there. And I'm into that now. You know what I mean? LBC drip guys out of North Carolina. Y'all sat down and spoke with them.
Yeah.
Like that,
man. Shout out to them.
That's the wave. You know what I mean? Like that's the wave that I'm on. The high price shit. I eventually want to sell it. So, I don't really wear theirs right now. So
I
got you.
I totally get that, man. And shout out to you. At the beginning of this show, man, you already rocking your joint. But the hat that I'm wearing, for the folks that don't know, I actually bought from my guy, man, from the man himself.
Yes, sir.
So this right here, man, I bought this years ago. I don't even know what year that was, man. But we've been but I had to rock my man merchandise. So anyway, man, we're gonna jump into this next question. Something on your bucket list that you want to accomplish within a year's time.
I am by the end of 2021.
Oh shit.
Just because you got to shoot high.
Yeah.
So I am by the end of 2021, and I got to do it. within this fashion week and a few other things. So it's gonna take some work and some partnerships, but that's the first time I said that out loud. So
all right. Hey. Hey, that's what's up.
Yeah, that's the goal by the end of 2021 is for that. And bucket list. I think I'm gonna get back into the tattoo game. And I know that sounds crazy with me being as tatted as I am, but I hadn't gotten tatted since I left CSU because that shit hurt. You know what I mean? I'm tattooed. I'm tired of the pain.
Yeah.
So I think about getting back into the tattoo game. I know I want to jump out of a plane. I still want to jump out of a plane. So that's definitely something I want to get down.
Yeah.
But I've done a lot of the bucket list shit. I've made the rap albums. I directed the films. You know, I'm sort of living the life I want to live. So,
hey, that's what's up.
That's dope, man.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope.
I can resonate with the tattoo stuff, man. I've actually, I didn't have majority of my tattoos in college at all. Like,
so you're going through your shit now?
Yeah. I'm going through it now. Like I'm literally getting my whole arm done now. You know, I
see you shine.
I got my new shit, you know what I mean? Like I'm going through this stage, and I got 2 new appointments about to come up.
Dang. Okay.
I'm really going through it. Yeah, I'm about to get another chest piece, and so I get it because I'm like, so.
Okay. You're on fire right now. Well, on fire right now.
I don't know about that plane stuff, but yeah, the tattoo joint.
Hey, that shit fun, bro. Yeah, you gotta do it, man. You gotta do it. Hey, G, I'm gonna get you to do it. All right, me and you have to go together.
I got you.
I might we might go with y'all.
Hey, we all go.
It's gonna be Cam, it's gonna be JT, it's gonna be me, and it's gonna be Casamigos because I'm not going by myself, bro. I just need you to know, like,
hey, that's all good.
It's gonna be 4 of us, bro.
So, let's do it. All right, man. Hey, last or question number 5. Who's the flyest celebrity or athlete?
Right. All right.
I love that question, man.
Like fly. So fly to me isn't really based on clothes, right? Like fly to me is like it encompasses everything. Like if you fly, you just fly.
Yeah.
And man, I can't separate myself from Puff. Like, and I'm an 87 baby. You know what I mean? With LeBron James is, you know what I mean? He's my favorite athlete of all time. I sort of built my business and I sort of moved similar to how bro moved. But Puff just got what I want to do when I get the money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is me being compressed because I somewhat have to be. You know what I mean? I don't have the capital to be what I want to show and really market it. But Puff is like, you know what I mean? It's a new era of moguls, quote unquote moguls, and people that do things that I do, ushering our wave in.
Yeah.
And if I had to pick one, like I would definitely, I like Dame and I like all of them, but the fly is Puff, man. Yeah, Puff is just different, man.
Yeah.
Puff just different, man. The MMM mixtape, like I'm just a big fan of, bro. I'm just a big fan. He one of the few people that I'm like, it's not even so much I gotta meet, bro. I don't care to meet him. I don't care to fanboy out. But man, oh man, I respect that motherfucker's grind, dog. Yeah.
All right. Word up. Yeah, man. Dope. Yes, cool, man. Hey, well, we're gonna get ready to get out of here, but before we do that, man, give us a final gem. One thing you can lead the audience with, I guess, with, that's going to give them something to think about, something that might change their life. What's that one thing you can tell them?
That ain't bad there. I guess. All right. So you don't have to say that, like, that is true. I know it's true because everybody has something inside that they want. But you won't like engage in it because of some reason. Like you feel like something's blocking you. You feel like you can't. You feel like they won't support it, so on and so forth. I don't want to be cliche and tell you to pursue your dreams. I actually want to take a different approach. I want you to think about the latter. What happens if you don't? And life gets very, very, very redundant because you wake up, you go to work, you wake up, you go to work, and you got nothing to look forward to. And if you're telling yourself that you can't do it, you're not helping yourself in this long game that is life, because people keep saying life is short because you're not appreciating life in itself. But this is a very, very long days. We just spend a lot of time in our head being unappreciative. So if I was to leave you with anything, think about the latter if you don't pursue your dreams. Think about the latter if you don't take that leap. Yeah, your bills would be paid, but I know a lot of motherfuckers bills paid and they miserable. So make a decision on what it is you truly want. Because I don't think people tap into that enough. I think they tap into what they feel like they should have or these immediate needs because they're living in the now. But if you were really living in the now and tapped into yourself and self-aware, if you're an insecure person, then you know you really need somebody to be patient with you. And that's what you should communicate. You know what I mean? You should learn what it is that you really need in order for you to live and grow, because the rest of it happens naturally. So that would be what I would want to leave you with. Like, just think about the latter. You know what I'm saying? Think about what's going to happen if you don't even take the shot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if you approach it that way, you don't even have to live in a fairy tale land. Because all of us, me, you, all of us, we ain't gonna be here forever.
Facts.
Dope.
Drop mic, bro.
Drop mic. I like it. Like it. I like that.
Appreciate y'all,
good
man.
stuff, man. No, appreciate you, man.
No, appreciate you. Real talk.
Yeah. So before we get out of here, man, hey, drop your socials. How can people find you, reach out to you, get your merch? What they need.
Yeah, man. So check this out. This is the good part right here. So what you want to do is no, for real. What you want to do is, if you're home, if you have an interest in fashion, if you're a fashion designer, if you are a model, if you are a boutique owner or a buyer, like if you have like your own online boutique at home, if you are a merchandiser, like you sell merchandise, Boutique Fashion Week is for you. Okay, you can. We are in the process of developing the BVFW shop, which will give brands from all over the place an opportunity to sell their product inside the Boutique Fashion Week store. Because what better place to have a store than a fashion week? So that I want to put that information out there, that you go to www.boutiquefashionweek.com. Fellas, if y'all do like some graphic, just know that it's spelled with V's instead of U's. That is what you call branding. No one can copy or mistake that for anyone else's. It's B as in boy, O, V as in Victor, TIQVE, boutiquefashionweek.com. The Instagram is at Boutique Fashion Week. You can register. You can be from anywhere in the country. You can participate in this. You don't have to be from the city of Houston. You could be from anywhere. If you speak to our liaison team and they interview you and you understand investing in yourself, then there's an opportunity for you. And if you visit www.prettyflysociety.com, you can get the fly tee. This is the fly t-shirt. This little pennant right here. The fly wings is available. We have shorts. We just put out some merch for Angelo's Bottles and Boca. Put out a new t-shirt for that. And, if you need things like websites built, like we could do that. I mean, we do all types of stuff. So just put an inquiry in at www.prettyflysociety.com for sure. And then my personal is at Franck Mille, FRANCK_MILLE. If you want to check out the podcast, check out it's the Flycast, the FLY_CAST, or just the Flycast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify Podcasts. We got a lot going on. I'm running out of breath, but yeah, y'all, make sure y'all try to check out one of those because it's all going down. So
it's lit.
Hey, that's what's up, man.
Appreciate y'all, man. I'm looking forward to part 2, dog. We get to give them some game for real.
Hey, for real. I can't wait, man. So
sure.
G, take us out, bro.
Hey, man, listen, you already know what it is, man. It's been another episode of City of Savages podcast. We had a special guest on with us, man. Franck Mille, man, of Pretty Fly Society Boutique Fashion Week. And hey, man, we appreciate you, dog. Thank you for coming rocking with us, man. more than likely we're gonna bring it right back, man, because we still got plenty to talk about. As always, it's your boy Greg, man. I got my co-host with me, Cam, and make sure y'all run this up, man. When we drop it, man, make sure y'all hit up all of our man's social media handles and
hit up all them shits, all of them,
all on YouTube. Watch the video.
Hit up the websites, man. I actually need that shirt too, man. I've been checking that out, man. So I need the fly shirt, man. So y'all pick up the merchandise. And yeah, man, just make sure y'all run up this episode, man. When we drop it, man. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.
Peace.